Hey guys, welcome back to Mullin Farm. Hey, I'm just heading out on the farm today to mow a paddock for the cows to graze tomorrow. So some of you would have seen on some of our other videos, we did some undersowing in late February, early March, and we undersowed perennial ryegrass, Italian ryegrass, oats, forage, rape, chicory, plantain and vetch. And we had a really fantastic response from it. But one of the things I've found is, unfortunately, the rape, although it's growing really well, is still really quite soft-rooted. So, yeah, just going to mow the paddocks in front of the cows just because I'm a bit worried about, you know, them grazing it and just pulling that rape out. And it'll mean we sort of only get one grazing from the rape, which really otherwise it should be able to carry on right through winter and into spring. So, yeah, I just thought I'd show you what we're up to today. So yeah, as I said, we had a really amazing response to the undersowing. I got some advice from our farm advisor. His suggestion was to do the undersowing in sort of, say, mid-February, early March, while we were still dry from the drought and while the pastures were still really open. So we did that, and yeah, we got rain at the right time and it stayed really warm and it's just grown absolutely amazingly. So I'll just turn around here and just show you. This paddock in particular looks great. So as you can see, you know, oats there, all sorts of things. There's chicory, plantain, vetch in here. The vetch I've said in one of our previous videos is a little bit harder to find just because it's quite a small leaf plant. But yeah, and then the Italian and the perennial ryegrasses. So, I mean, they're obviously a little bit harder to spot in the established sward, but they, I'm sure they're there and doing really well. This paddock also has heaps of just naturally red clover, which is cool. I just thought I'd show you. So these rape plants, you know, being as big as they are, you think you're going to get great feed out of that, but unfortunately they've got a really soft root on them at the moment, and as you can see, you know, I pull on that, the root just comes out. That's one of the bigger ones actually, so it doesn't still have an enormous root on it. And then there are some plants in here that are actually a bit smaller than that, so I really wanted to avoid, you know, like I said at the start of the video, just grazing the paddock with the cows and then them just pulling them out and us only getting one grazing out of them. So you're just going to run through it real quick with the mower and just top it in front of them. So they're getting about a half paddock a day at the moment. We're on about a 50-day round. So most of our paddocks are about 2.5 hectares, so it doesn't take a long time to mow it in front of them. So yeah, I'll jump back on the tractor and get into it. There you go, beautiful. Thank you. This is Faith. She's a ex-school calf. She's beautiful and she loves a good scratch. Carmelo beside her there. He's a steer. Was also a school calf from one of our kids. Hey, girl. Hey. See, I've been really happy with how the cows have come through the drought. Yeah, we went on once a day in about mid-February just because things were pretty short, and it was so hot, it just didn't seem to make sense really to be grazing them through, milking them twice a day through that period, bringing them home at the hottest time of day. So yeah, they've done well. I mean, we're down in production, but they've held their condition really well, and cover's come back really well now, which means that we are able to keep milking. You know, it's sort of middle of May now. I think we'll easily milk to the end of May. So this is just the paddock the cows are in today. So I mowed this for them yesterday afternoon. And yeah, I sort of purposely trying to mow it as high as I can so that we're not sort of digging it down too far. Don't really want to cut it down too deep at this time of the year. We're wanting stuff to grow back. See, they've still got a little bit of feed left there. A little bit worried, obviously, about facial eczema at this time of the year. So I'm purposely mowing it sort of as late in the afternoon as I can possibly do it so that it's not sort of lying there all day long for those facial eczema spores. The cows aren't too bad at the moment. It is starting to get a little bit cooler and stuff, and I also feel like these pastures, I mean, they're really good pastures. There's not a lot of sort of dry, ugly trash lying down there that you know, you'd be sort of typical of where facial eczema is going to sort of sit, but obviously always that risk, so we're sort of trying to mitigate it as much as we can. And I sort of would think we got right through, you know, following the drought. When we finally got rain, the cows were hitting the paddocks pretty hard then, and some of the paddocks were quite trashy. We got right through that sort of period when I would expect the facial eczema to be its worst without any trouble. So fingers crossed we'll be okay. I'll just have to show you here quickly. So this is some of the stalks that we left behind yesterday from the rape. You can sort of see that there. Well, that one there is actually chopped off. But yeah, so the idea is hopefully that'll all sort of grow back. And then the rest of the plants, they were all sort of okay, you know, from the pool test. There's just a huge amount of feed sort of potential from that, and, you know, through winter, early spring and stuff. So I wanted to hopefully mean that we can get that, you know, get as much potential from that as possible. Awesome. So yeah, all done, all up. It only took about half an hour, so it's gone pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how it's going. Looking at the paddock where the cows are in there today, the one I mowed yesterday, it's really cool to see those bits of stalk sticking up, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a success. Time will tell, I suppose, once it grows back. The paddock, the next paddock back that way, I just grazed it without mowing it. We were a bit sort of stuck for time one day, and I needed a paddock to put them in, so it'll be really interesting to see actually that paddock there, how that one recovers and how much that rape actually sort of persists and grows back. But yeah, it's all sort of trial and error, which is a big part of what the regen stuff is anyway. You know, finding stuff that works and stuff that doesn't. I'm just going to chuck a fence up so that it's all ready for the cows to come in here tomorrow morning. But yeah, really appreciate you watching as always, and we'll see you next time.